In our first story, the presidential candidate of the opposition New Patriotic Party, Nana Akufo-Addo, has spoken publicly for the first time about the raging feud between his party and the Bureau of National Investigations, the BNI, all concerning the detention of 3 South African security trainers.
The 3 have been accused of carrying out acts that threaten national security. Speaking at an event in Kumewu in the Ashanti region, Nana said the controversy surrounding the South Africans is just a propaganda tool to portray him as violent.
I have heard the advice you have given me. When it comes to patience, I am pretty sure every Ghanaian who has observed me will know that I have a lot of patience. I am not violent. There are a lot of people who are trying to portray me as violent. But all that will not work, because that is really not the reality. Because really, if I am a violent man, then in 2012, I could have caused Ghana to burn. But I never did that. I love Ghana more than I love myself. So I am peace-loving. We want peace in Ghana. So I want to make a promise and assure you all that if there will ever be violence in Ghana, it will never come from the MPP. We love democracy because the founders of our tradition believe strongly in democracy. They died protecting their beliefs. So now that we have democracy, it cannot be said that we will destroy it. That will never happen. When it comes to exercising our freedom of speech, we will really speak. We will not allow anyone to exploit and take us for granted. There can never be rigging in Ghana. We will not allow it. But for us to do something to cause this country to explode, that will never happen. God should forbid.
The chief of Idumasa, Nana Ansakwa IV, has challenged political party leaders to minimize the divisive tactics to make way for real socio-economic change to materialize.
At the 5th anniversary celebration of his reign in the traditional area, Nana Ansakwa IV said the divisive approach is to blame for the slow pace in Ghana's development. He's urged politicians to exhibit maturity in the quest for development.
With a libation and display of musketry, Nana Ansakwa IV announced the start of what would be a colorful anniversary celebration of his reign in Adumasa, a town in the Akwemu Kingdom in the eastern region. Together with other sub-chiefs and queen mothers of the traditional area, Nana Ansakwa IV was paraded on the streets of Adumasa before being taken to the main anniversary ground where the rich culture of the Akwemu Kingdom was displayed. Paramount chief of the Akwemu Kingdom joined the celebration. In a welcome address, Nana Ansakwa shared his achievements and vision for his subjects. The proud chief could not hide his excitement about the day.
I'm not a paramount chief. For those of you who are not very abreast with culture, let's say a DC was hosting an event and 3 presidents came to his event. That's how I feel. I had Dodo Wamaihene, I had Togwe Sri, he didn't come but he represented, and I had Akwemu Maihene come to my event. For me, it's very humbling. See, I say this as a joke, yeah, so please take it as a joke, but in 10 years, people will pay bribe to bring their kids to my school. What I mean that, people will queue up to want to come to my school.
As the country prepares to go to the polls in November, Nana had a word for politicians.
I urge politicians to grow up. I urge politicians to also try and enlighten the masses. You see, if the masses understand what the governance is about, they will choose the right person. But it's because they don't understand what this whole thing is about. They choose the one who comes to funeral the most, the one who makes the bigger donation. They vote for, oh, this guy comes to funeral a lot, so he's a good MP. But they don't understand that the MP is there to read laws and make laws.
Nana has not been in office for long, but his leadership style has caught the attention of many. The district chief executive of Asojaman, Thomas Ampim Nyanko promised to support forward-thinking chiefs like Nana Nsakwao to complete the educational project he and his wife have started.
We have seen some projects that he started, and that is why I said I equal to him for the 5 years that he's been working with us as a chief. We are committed to support him so that the next 5 years we'll have a better story to tell.
He also promised to fix the road network in the area. Among other issues he touched on, the paramount chief of the Akwemo Kingdom, Odeno Akoto II, urged the DCE to fulfill his promises. I want to congratulate Nana Nsakwao IV on his 5th anniversary as the chief of Adumasa, and I want other sub-chiefs to emulate his example. We as a people are doing our part to support government's developmental agenda. We expect government to also do same for us by supporting us to undertake projects in the Akwemo Kingdom. As part of the celebration, a new community library was commissioned by Awo Dansoa, wife of Nana Nsakwao IV, after she was introduced to the people of Edumasa for the first time.
Poetry in many instances contributes to the development of humanity and for many purposes promotes unity in a society. However, little attention is paid to the industry in Ghanaian schools. Members of the Goethe Institute Ghana say difficult and unexplainable events in life can only be told in poems. Here's Mahmoud Mohammed Nuruddin's report.
Oh woman, how I wish that I could give you my stomach and you have mine. How I wish that I could cover you with my skin. How I wish that I be the one to receive lashes from your father. The fact that you have power does not mean that you should be powerful. We are masters of ourselves and servants of our subjects.
By the cannon of our warriors, of our elders, by the divine intervention of the mosquito, the hustle and the bustle of mortality.
The essence of poetry is to take listeners to places they have ignored.
My name is Sibawe Malgumariam. Okay. I performed the poem entitled Woman Unto Me Her Sins Belong. Okay, I was inspired. This poem was an inspiration I had from a man who is going through pain, or is going through he's going through a lot of guilty conscience. He has a lot of guilty conscience because of what he did to a woman. He took advantage of a lady, and at the end of it all, it's a lady who bears the consequences, not himself. So this is a man who actually feels what the lady is going through. So it's his guilt that is causing him to speak, to talk like that. It's his guilt that is causing him to express himself like that. He says even if he would carry all the sins that she has ever committed on earth, he would do it for her, but that is not how the world goes. You cannot take someone's sin for the person, but he wishes that he could show her how he regrets by taking all her sins for her.
Joanna Graham, I'm from Yasantwa, and my message was mainly to the leaders of our country. It was entitled, Every Leader is a Servant. These days I've noticed that most leaders just go in for the position and forget about the citizens or the people. So my message was mainly to tell them that leadership is all about serving, sacrificing, and just putting yourself down, stooping low for the people, and you get there.
It reveals the world with its own rhythm and attempts to connect listeners to the environment around them. Hence, the need to discover and nurture potential of young students in poetry is imperative.
I believe that what they have seen, because we brought other poets also who are into this art form to perform for them to see, so they will be motivated by how the guys or the poets have performed, and this will lead them into knowing that they should not just write their works and keep them in their books, but they should write and find a way to express them. So their creative potentials will be burst out, and they'll be able to continue to be doing slams. Even when we are gone, they'll continue to slam in their various schools.
At Goethe Institute Ghana, the belief is that poetry and performance can unearth the students' capability.
especially with the T.I. Ahmadiyya lady Mariam. She has something in her. You see, this is the thing we've been looking at for. Sometimes it is not easy to see from their faces, but when they perform, that's when you can feel that this girl has a potential.
It has helped me to learn much about leadership. It has taught me to be humble, though I'm a leader, and it has also taught me about our culture. It has taught me to learn to preserve culture.
T.I. Ahmadiyya Senior High School in Kumasi came first in a poetry competition organized by the Goethe Institute, Ghana.
I should presume that there will be some poetry on food, right? Talking about food, we all like a lot of fufu, and fufu, we all know, is a staple food you'll find on the menus of many Ghanaian restaurants as well as eateries, popularly called choppers.
Its preparation has, however, evolved over the years with the advent of powdered fufu and more recently the pounding machine. The machine, which is manufactured locally, is fast replacing the services of able-bodied men, often seen sweating as they work their arms to flatten the cassava. Sarah Jasu finds out how this appears to be changing the face of fufu business and also offering opportunities.
This has always been the traditional means of pounding the chief food of the Ashanti people until now, but the fufu pounding machine appears to be taking over. Chop bar operators are also fast adopting the fufu pounding machines and preparing the indigenous meal. Auntie Vic manages a food service joint at Akwetiman here in Accra. She explains to me, using the machine has so far significantly boosted business.
I use the machine because at times the cassava will be hard, and with the manual it will be rough and eating is difficult. With the machine it's easier because it's faster when the customers are rushing. The machine is hygienic and it's nice to use because you won't use your hand inside too much. There's nothing like dirt inside and there's no too much water to inside, so it keeps long.
For other eateries, however, it's all about the adage, the tradition goes on, and therefore continue to use the traditional means of pounding. One of such is Heavy Do Chop Bar at Kokomlemle here in Accra. The supervisor, Joyce Diama, explains why, albeit admits the commercial value of the machine to their operations.
Well, from the onset of this business, we wanted to promote our tradition. So we don't want to use anything which is foreign. Though it is an innovative way of pounding the fufu, but the owner says she doesn't want to use it. She wants to maintain the traditional way of pounding fufu.
Doesn't it affect your operations in any way?
Sometimes it does, depending on the season. For instance, the Harmattan has been so long, so the cassava is very hard. So in this case, it affects that people come and sit here waiting for the fufu to be pounded. It wastes a lot of time, so it affects us in some way. But we are trying to see if in the near future we can have the machine.
The use of the fufu pounding machine has gradually become the preferred option for preparing fufu at home. This has created a huge business opportunity for some who are offering commercial pounding services in residential areas with their machines. Rita Mate operates one such facility at Bubiashi here in Accra.
It's good. It's very good. You buy your fuel, then you know how much you charge. So if you work, let's say you buy fuel for 180, you can work 100 Ghana for 180. If you buy the petrol 180, then you know how much you are going to get from that gallon. After that, you deduct your maintenance. Now, people are knowing it, so everybody wants to do something. Everybody.
So is it the case of technology replacing tradition in the name of business? Your guess is as good as mine. For Joy Business, Sarah Josu.
Well, I don't eat fufu, but I don't know, would you like to eat fufu from the machine? Or you're a traditional guy?
If I see it, I think that then it will diminish my appetite.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, many of the times we don't go and do the orders. So,
But you don't mind if you don't know how it was prepared, but it just gets on the table?
It's not that I don't mind. The point is, if I see it coming from the machine, I'll have a difficulty with it. For many of the times, I eat fufu at Heavy Do. So when I go there, I know that they pound with it. But even then, I am served. They come to me and say.
But you don't mind the fact that the people pounding are sweating sometimes, and the sweat could get into the food. Oh, it makes it better.
I do mind. I do mind that very aspect. It's all part of the hygiene of it. But sometimes, Charlie.
Yeah, it's tradition.
But I'm not
it's
really.
Tradition.
I eat fufu once in a while. Not.
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
not. I'm not a very.
I don't eat
audacious.
it at all. I don't know why, but I don't eat it at all. Yeah.
Let's look at this also. Joy FM's annual Easter Soup Kitchen took a different turn this year as the team went to the town of Obum Kujuman in the Gan West district here in Accra and donated more than just provisions.
Now, residents in this rural community have a sustainable source of water. Jennifer Kremwa has more in the report.
Obum Kujuman in the Gan West district of the Greater Accra region is less than an hour from the capital. However, the community still has a long way to go in terms of development. It is largely a farming community, and basic social amenities are hard to come by. That's the primary reason why Joy FM chose the community for its annual Easter Soup Kitchen. The event, which faces the disadvantaged, is sponsored by institutions including the Multimedia Group, Cargill, Jusla Financial Services Limited, and East Cantonment Pharmacy Limited, as well as a number of private individuals. Items donated included medicine, provisions, and large jute bags full of clothing. Adam Knight-Tay, who is the head of production of the Multimedia Entertainment Hub, was joined by the head of sales at Multimedia, as well as the head of Cargill, to present the items to the Mankrado of Obum Kujuman, and she used the opportunity to make a special announcement.
The highlight of what we are doing at Obum Domiabra today is that we're sinking 2 boreholes for the community. If you're happy about that, please give it up for Joy FM and the listeners. We're sinking 2 boreholes at 2 different sites for the community, and today we're breaking the ground. Before we go, we'll tell you exactly when we're finishing the borehole and hand it over to the community. So that is why we're here today on Easter Sunday, and this is our Easter Soup Kitchen for 2016. If you're excited about it, once again, that we're bringing life to this community, let me have a round of applause.
Samuel Teta Watson, sales manager for the Multimedia Group, cut the sod for the sites of the borehole. Meanwhile, the general manager of H2O, Fidel Kweku Ewa, shared the timelines for the erection and completion of the boreholes.
As you can see, with the VS point here, it means work has already commenced. What is left next is to bring the rig in to come and drill the borehole. So we're looking at Wednesday. Latest.
Today is Sunday, so Wednesday.
After the festivities, Wednesday we'll be here and we'll start work. Exactly in 3 weeks, we should be done. Barring any difficulty in terms of the weather. You know, the platform needs time to mature or dry up so that the tanks can be put on them. So 3 weeks, we should be commissioning.
On behalf of the community, the Mankrado expressed his gratitude to the Multimedia Group.
It's a good thing which must be done for our town. Help is what we need, and we thank God. That's what you guys are doing here, helping our town, so our town can develop.
I'm borrowing the phrase of Jennifer Kwama. We hope that the erection and completion of the borehole will be done in time for the people of Kujuman.
We say 3 weeks, so we'll definitely be tracking. This is one of our own. We have to be monitoring, but you know, congratulations to the community.
We'll be monitoring.
Yeah.
So that when they don't complete, we'll report that as well. I don't know, we're not government, are we?
Okay, so that's it for the AM News. You know, it's a holiday. Hardly do the newspapers work on holidays.
They don't.
Yeah, they don't. But fortunately,
no, I think they work on, let's say,
they work the evening,
the Monday holidays, evening, but the long holidays they don't.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, but fortunately, we've got the online portals. myjoyonline.com has been very active throughout this holiday, so we'll have fresh stories from myjoyonline.com to share with you here on the show. But of course, your comments are welcomed, and your questions as well. 0560 800,000. That's on WhatsApp.
And so please, as you get interactive, we'll relay a couple of them to you. But right now, we have to take a break. When we come back, we'll bring to you what the stories are on the news portal pages, and also bring you a lot more sports, because Benedict also is here with a lot more sports.
Stay with us.